Hello, my name is Craig J. Davis and welcome to my channel. How are you all doing? Do you remember some time ago I was in a field with sheep? I was in a field with sheep. Do you remember that video? I recorded that video the day after when these COVID health passports came into force in Wales. Wales, also called Cymru in Welsh. And do you remember when I was talking about that these COVID health passports, these COVID passports, also called health passports or job passports or whatever you want to call them. Do you remember when I said they are only going to come into force in large social groups such as in nightclubs and theatres and stadiums? Do you remember when I said that? If you don't remember me saying this, or if any of you who have stumbled across this video and you don't know what I'm talking about because you haven't seen it, I will post it in the comment. Oh, sorry. I will post it in the description box below. And do you remember then I said it will be only a matter of time before they come into force into small social groups such as pubs and restaurants and cafes? Do you remember that? Do you remember me saying that when I was leaning on that fence with sheep behind me and I was, mocking the sheep, doing human fake sheep calls? Meh, meh. Do you remember that? Do you remember me saying that it is only a matter of time before these COVID passports come into pubs, cafes, restaurants, etc.? Well, guess what? Guess what, people? Lo and behold, I hate being right all the time when it comes to this bullshit. It's happening! From the 15th of November. Now, Mark Drakeford, I have got a nickname for him, but I'm really trying to keep my civilized part of my brain into being respectful, right? From the 15th of November, Mark Drakeford has been saying it's a possibility. Yeah, right, a possibility that these passports may come into force into pubs, into cafes, into restaurants if hospitality does not take responsibility. Well, what he means by that is that they will come into force. It's going to happen. And I'm angry. And I'm pissed off. But I'm not surprised because it's something that I have been expecting. What I cannot fathom is this. Right? This is what I cannot fathom. What's something like sauce? Yeah, right there. Well, that's better. This is what I cannot fathom. Right. If hospitality takes responsibility for keeping, taking responsibility to stop this so-called virus from spreading. What exactly does he mean by taking responsibility? For example, take the pub, right? You're a punter and you go into a pub. What is he expecting the landlord to dictate to you where you can and cannot sit to keep social distancing? Is that what he means by taking responsibility? Also, as well, how is it our responsibility? I mean, after all, it didn't this so-called virus come from Wuhan in China? So shouldn't it have been up to the Chinese government to take responsibility to prevent this outbreak, to prevent this pandemic? Oh no, apparently not. Apparently it's my fault. Apparently it's your fault. Apparently to all Welsh people and to other people living in Wales, it's your responsibility. Because if you don't take the responsibility from keeping that 2 meter social distancing, then he's going to extend these COVID passports into these places. So it's your fault. And it's my fault. And it is going to happen. And I'm fed up. You know, the Welsh people, the nation of Wales, the Welsh people are very friendly, we are very sociable, we love singing, hence why we are in choirs. You know, Carlon Harpers, Carlon Lan, Carlon Lan, a Clandaioli, Teg a Lliw, a Lily Los. Yeah, no, because I'm technically still in a choir, but I'm not anymore, because what is the point? And I'll explain why in a bit. Right? Wales is a beautiful country. The Welsh people are a friendly lot. I'm Welsh and I'm proud of it. I am very patriotic, hence why I have the Welsh flag behind me, known in Welsh as Ddraig Goch. But Mark Drakeford wants to destroy this. He wants to destroy the communities, and he wants Welsh people to live at home, to never go out, to never socialise, to never mingle, which will of course increase and also enhance more mental illness, which will of course increase the chances of more, wait for it, suicides. But who cares a shit about that, right? Who cares about the mentally ill? Who cares about suicides? As long as we stay safe, as long as we protect ourselves against a so-called virus. And I'm very upset. I'm also a bit drunk. I'm having a beer. I'm drinking a Polish beer. This is what it is. I haven't tried this before. It's called. I don't even speak Polish. I don't even speak Polish, so I'm not even going to try and pronounce this. But what I do know it is 7% alcohol. So for a beer, that is pretty strong. What I'm upset about is from the 15th of November, because I haven't been vaccinated, right? I can't be vaccinated. I have an allergic reaction to vaccines, so I can't have them. But I feel I am being punished for this over something that isn't my fault. I cannot help having allergic reactions to vaccines, but I'm being punished for it. That's how I feel. And for others out there, I'm sure I'm not the only one. But this is what I cannot fathom, right? Something like 80 to 85% of the Welsh population have been vaccinated. We've had 2 vaccines. So why are the numbers in coronavirus increasing? Haven't 80 to 85% of the population been vaccinated? And apparently now as well, the 2 vaccines don't work. This is why we now need a 3rd booster. Oh, how convenient. And it won't stop there. There'll be a 4th booster, and a 5th booster, and a 6th booster, and a 7th, and an 8th, and a fucking millionth booster. Why? Oh, because this virus is mutating. This is why we have so many deltas. And I'm upset because from the 15th of November, I am not going to be allowed to go to my local pub. I am not going to be allowed to go to my local cafe. It's a high possibility that I will even have to resign my job in volunteering in a charity shop where I work. I don't understand this bloke. You know, I mean, doesn't he want mental health to improve? Doesn't he want people to contribute to society? Because even people who do voluntary work, even they are contributing, they're doing something, they're occupying their time, and they are contributing to society. And the fact that they're not getting paid for it means even so that they want to work, that they want to contribute. Because they're not getting paid for it, yeah, that should mean something, that they want to work. But no, apparently from the 15th of November, I'm going to have to be just being stuck in the house. I mean, that's not 100% true, because at least I can go for a walk around the block. At least I can go over to the park, yeah, my local park. But that's not the point. From the 15th of November, I can't have a social life. But apparently, that's not important, because I am a selfish, fat bastard, because I can't be vaccinated. This is not freedom, this is a tyranny. Look, I'm not against vaccines. I am not against vaccines in the slightest, right? I couldn't give a rat's ass if you are vaccinated. If you do not have any allergic reactions to vaccinated and you want to be vaccinated, then by all means, go and put a poison into you. But what about people who can't be vaccinated? Why should they be punished? Why should they be outcast? Why should they be treated as if they are criminals? Because that's how I feel. You know, it's times like this when I wish I was in a loving relationship. It's times like this when I wish I was in a marriage. It is times like this when I wish I had a wife to to hold my hand and cuddle me and say, listen, husband, listen, Craig, I know things are tough, but I'm here for you. You're not alone. I don't even have that. All I've got is my faith in Christ. That's all I've got. And I dread the future. I do. And it's not a new thing. I've been dreading the future for years. But since all of this has now come into force, since there's tyranny, it's now enhanced that dread. Mark Drakeford, I hope you're watching this video. Mark Drakeford, you are hated now as it is. The Welsh people don't like you. You are a Welsh man, yeah? You are a Welshman. You are a Welsh person. You should be one of us. Because Cymru in Welsh is, because Wales in Welsh is Cymru. But in the literal sense, if you translate it literally, Cymru means fellowman. We are countrymen. We are one as a nation. You should be one of us. But you're not! You're isolating yourself from the Welsh people. You have been banned from every pub in Wales, and yet you will want to enforce this shit. What is wrong with you? I don't fucking get you. I don't get how your brain actually works. Also, as well, you want to make Cardiff, known as Caerdydd in Welsh, right? You want to make Cardiff the first cashless city. Why? Look, like the vaccines, I am not against people who pay with cash. I sometimes pay with cash. It all depends on the circumstances. But why can't people... Sorry, I'm a bit drunk. Hang on. I am not against paying with cards. I sometimes pay with cards. It depends on the circumstances. But why can't people pay with cash? Oh, because you think cash is filthy? Because, oh, well, if you give cash to the attendant, it could spread coronavirus. Well, people use their hands to pick up the cards, don't they? Oh, yeah, but it gets inserted into a separate, machine on the other side of the till. But can't bacteria still spread that way? Can't a virus still spread that way? This is tyranny. This is what my ancestors fought for. This is not the Wales that my forebears fought for. Wales should be a free country. And here's what I don't understand as well, yeah? If the two vaccines work, why then are people who have been double vaccinated, why are they still getting the virus? Of course it goes to show then that's not a vaccine, is it? Because a vaccine is supposed to protect you, not reduce the symptoms, but supposed to protect you from a virus. So if the two double vaccines don't work, if people can still get this virus even after having the two vaccines, then what's the point of introducing these stupid COVID passports? Because if the vaccines don't work anyway, what difference does it make? Oh, I'm so sorry for thinking. I'm so sorry for using my head. I don't care if it's fucking pissed, right? I am still able to use my head. I'm so sorry for being a conspiracy theorist. It doesn't make sense. Nothing makes sense. And also as well, if we have such a deadly virus, why didn't you introduce these things from the beginning? Oh, but I'm so sorry for thinking. I'm so sorry for questioning things, because I'm not allowed to think, am I? I'm not allowed to do that. Oh no, that just makes me selfish. That just makes me a conspiracy theorist. Christ died to set us free. That's why Jesus went to the cross, to set us free. That's why he resurrected himself on the third day to save our souls from hell, to set us free. And what you are doing is not a free society. But we have to protect lives, see? Look, I understand. Yes, protect lives as much as we can. But what you do not seem to understand or care is that people have died even before this virus came into existence. What? Yeah, people have always died. More people die on the fucking roads. More people get killed by cars. More people get killed by cancer than this thing. And yet you want to introduce this? I just don't understand you. I don't understand how your brain works. Wouldn't it be better to just treat it as just an ordinary flu? Remember that? The flu. We never had lockdowns for flu. We never had passports for flu. All we had was the vaccine. And even then, it was a choice. Now it's not a choice. You get nurses and care homes who have had to resign because they refused to take the vaccine. The NHS is in a mess as it is. We can't get doctors or nurses now as it is. And yet you want to force nurses out of work to care for the sick and the elderly simply because they won't take a vaccine that affects more people than the actual virus? Sorry, I'm thinking again. I shouldn't do that. I should be compliant, shouldn't I? Like a good little boy. Anyway, please comment, please subscribe, and please don't hesitate to hit that like a button. And the way that my head has been all day, because I've had a shit day at work as well. See this cigar? This is my 12th cigar today. I've been chain smoking on cigars. Most people chain smoke on cigarettes, but I'm not a cigarette smoker, so please forgive me. Please comment, please subscribe, please don't hesitate to share this video, and please just have a drink with me, yeah? Happy fucking days! You know, it's times like this when I feel ashamed to be Welsh, but I shouldn't be. Because you don't represent me or other law-abiding citizens like me. God bless, in Jesus' name, our fucking men.